I'm James Lindsay, and people like me who travel all over the United States, I have most of my life, we get lonely sometimes. You can be alone and not be lonely. That's wonderful. But you can also be lonely sometimes and not really let it bother you. I was thinking, being a Christian guy, and I like to witness, that's why I'm on YouTube. I like to give my testimony and witness. But those of you that watch my videos, you know that I'm not a religious kook, and I'm certainly not an evangelical Christian that's always harping about something. But I was thinking the Apostle Paul had no wife, at least in his latter years. I don't know how he lived in his youth, but Paul was pretty old when he was converted, and he spent the rest of his life traveling and preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. We also know that Peter had a wife, because we know the life of the Apostle Peter. Now, was Peter ever alone? I'm sure he was. What do we know about Peter's wife? She might have been a really sweet, wonderful, loving, godly woman that submitted herself to Peter, or she might have been a nagging, fussing, who knows. What I'm coming at is, having a wife is not a guarantee that you will not experience loneliness. And if you're a woman, you can get married 7 times, whatever, and that doesn't mean that you're not going to feel loneliness sometimes. Every human being in this world has to realize that we came here as an individual, and in many ways we're going to live as an individual. It's just the way we are. We're not babies all of our lives. We grow up, we become grown adults, and we go out into the world. And if we have learned anything, we try to make a living, and we pocket some money, and we drive around, most of us today, in automobiles. And I stay about 200 nights a year in motels around the country working for a pipeline company. But loneliness is not a big deal. You just get up in the morning and you have a day off, and you say, okay, what am I going to do? You say your prayers and you go somewhere and do something. I get out, look around, and I have a wonderful, wonderful life. But I can tell you this, we don't know whether Peter was married to a really great woman, a noble woman. We don't know those things. What we do know is that every individual has to find happiness and peace in themselves. And I am very happy and at peace with James Lindsay. I will see you in heaven, I hope. And I love you, because the Bible said love your neighbors yourself. All right, bye-bye.